Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah, and we'll be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And just fair warning, we will be watching this as a dub and not a sub. Don't come at us. Other disclaimer is that there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and watch the episode yourself and then come back and listen along. We will also be going over explicit content and we'll probably say some pretty explicit things. So listener, beware, and it's to your own discretion.
We hope you enjoy. Pour yourself a drink and join us. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Stephanie.
If you're going to say Hannah a second time.
No, I'm Stephanie.
Fine, I'm Stephanie. You're Hannah.
I am.
Hannah, Stephanie.
Yeah.
What are we going to drink tonight?
We are drinking tonight, Stephanie, Hannah. We've got some vodka up in here, a little peach vodka with a little regular vodka with some nice strawberry guava seltzer and a dash of bitters to,
Even it out.
Because
we need a well-balanced drink.
This is what we got, my friend.
All right, I'm going to try this for the first time.
It's not sweet, so you should be very proud.
On air. Let's find out.
You can be like, this is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's fine.
Actually, I think it was better than the last drink that I made.
Oh, really?
The last drink was very sweet. It was hard for me to drink the rest of it.
I don't think it was that sweet.
That passion fruit guava
it really wasn't that
was
sweet.
so sweet. Okay. So for you guys just joining us, this is our third drink of the night.
It is. We're nice and toasty.
We started with just a glass of wine.
Yeah, we did.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start the night.
That's how you should always start every night.
And then we mixed our wine.
We did, with a thing.
With lemon and vodka.
There was a lot of lemon.
And then we ran out of wine.
Yeah.
And then now we're here.
So now we just have vodka and seltzer with some bitters.
That's why
it's
it's
really
not
what
sweet.
it...
I like it.
Oh, I'm glad. No, I like it too. It's definitely not like any sweetness to it. So I knew it would be like pretty good for you.
Yeah, it goes well with our dark chocolate balls.
Yeah.
Our salty chocolate balls.
Our sweaty balls.
Our salty chocolate balls that were gifted to us by a friend's mother.
Yeah, because she loves us.
Thank you, friend's mother, for gifting us salty chocolate balls. That's exactly what we needed for this show.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I'm digging it.
Yeah. Okay.
They're very good.
Awesome. We are on episode 20. Can you even believe we're on episode 20?
No.
We only have 6 left after this.
I know. I think I might cry a little, actually.
Yeah, we really need a big celebratory thing when we finally reach the end. Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet for sure.
Yeah, we never did actually talk about doing a special ending, so we'll do that.
We haven't
later.
Figured that out yet. We're working on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise for everyone. It's fine.
Okay, episode 20, which is what we're on, which amazingly came out August 15th of 2006.
Oh my gosh.
2006? 17 years ago?
I had just turned 16.
That's
just about.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, I was just a baby.
You're still a baby.
Oh,
shucks. All right. Episode 20. The door.
Oh,
Singular door. that the twins opened. All right. Buckle up, Hannah.
I'm ready.
Because I did not pre-read this ahead of time before I'm reading the wiki synopsis.
I'm here for it.
As children, the twins had a maid they adored, but who was, in reality, a thief. Dun, dun, dun!
Plot twist.
They tell her that if she can tell who is who between them, they'll give her the combination to the safe kept hidden in their piggy bank. That was written really weird.
Yeah.
So they took the combination for the safe. Mm-hmm. The combination code was written on a piece of paper, and they took that piece of paper, put it in their piggy bank.
Yep.
The way this sentence reads makes it sound like the safe was inside of their piggy bank. Or maybe that's just how I'm drunk reading it.
No, I mean, Wiki has some questionable sentences.
Yeah, they tell her that if she can tell who is who between them, they'll give her the combination to the safe kept hidden in their piggy bank. The safe kept hidden in their piggy bank. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to get hung up on that. Okay, so...
But we kind of are. It's fine.
Unable to tell them apart, the maid breaks open the piggy bank after they fall asleep and robs the family. As she descends from the upper stories of the mansion, the twins wake up and go to her, asking why she broke her promise. She says she can't tell them apart and perhaps no one ever will. This begins their dysfunctional view of others, being untrustworthy unless they can tell the twins apart. When they meet Tamaki in middle school, he asks them to join the host club, and they agree, so long as Tamaki can tell who is who. And they give him a month to figure it out. Over time, they grow bored and tell Tamaki to get lost, going back to being mean and selfish, playing tricks on girls who like them and isolating themselves from others. Tamaki, despite being dismissed in true form of him, is determined and finally figures out which twin is which. They dislike his reason of intuition, but Tamaki helps Hikaru and Karu understand that it's okay to be who they are, but they remain isolated. They'll never meet the person who could really tell themselves apart.
True.
The twins decide to be part of the host club and enter as usual together. Good Lord, that was a really long synopsis.
And it was not written to be very smooth.
Well,
it's fine.
I'm not a good narrator either, clearly.
No, you did good.
It's a lot of side points I had in there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Stop judging me.
No judgment here. No, this is fine. It's good. Yeah, this is an episode about the twins again.
There's quite a few about them.
There really is. And
we've had more episodes about the twins than we have even about Tamaki.
Yeah, honestly, absolutely. Which you would think would be the other way around. Just because he's technically the main male character.
Right.
But no, that's really not the case. I guess the real main male characters are the twins, I guess, because of this. This episode is a lot to unpack, but it's also going over the same exact shit as the previous twin episodes, where you immediately get flashbacked to the infamous scene.
The one singular scene that defined their entire existence.
It really did.
Okay, take me through it.
Okay, so we immediately dive into the past with the twins, and it's to the infamous scene of this soul girl saying, hey, play with me, Hikaru and Kaoru. And, it's a snowy scene, and they, she wants to make snow angels and all that bullshit.
She wants to build a snowman.
Yeah, she wants to build a snowman. Just call her Anna. And they're like, we'll play with you, sure, but first you gotta guess which one's Hikaru and which one's Kaoru.
Oh, wait, didn't she want to date one of them? Was that later? Was that someone else?
No, that was
a
totally different girl.
Okay.
'Cause,
so, that's right.
Yeah, this is just
that was
a flashback.
like in middle school. This was flashback to
like
how
when
their
they're,
trauma
like, 6.
started.
Yeah, which, you know...
She wanted to play. Yeah, I hate when
with
5-year-olds are just dumb. Stupid 5-year-olds.
Bullshit. Like,
they should just grow up.
Immediately.
That's what I tell my 5-year-old. I'm like, hey,
shit.
No. Only logic and reasoning as an adult.
You're telling me you're not a man yet? Don't talk to me until you're a man.
Yeah. I'll make a man out of you. Truly.
Is that a movie they've seen yet? Mulan?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's
one of
pretty
my
amazing.
I love that movie. Anyways. So we're back to this exhausting scene. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if, because we talk about the maid, and in this episode, they're like all about this maid for some odd reason.
Yeah. I know that they kept saying that they really liked the maid.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out why.
There's nothing redeeming about her.
Because she wasn't particularly motherly or nice or affectionate with them. I feel like they more just meant we like that we have control over her and can manipulate her.
Yeah. It
so
kind of
she's
feels that way.
Fun.
So it's fun to exhaust her
right.
as well. And I'm trying to figure out, because it's not quite clear in this episode, if, you know, the famous in the snow girl scene with the two, like, did that happen before or after this confrontation of this maid that they loved so much?
I'm going to go on a limb and say after.
Okay,
which is why the little
set...
girl had less... There just wasn't as much trust in her, what she was trying to do, which was, I just want to play.
Yeah, I just want to play.
I'm 5. And they already had trust issues because of the maid.
Yeah, this one
breaking
maid,
their heart.
And, you know, I'm still not quite...
They're trying to give them a very convincing sob backstory, and it's just not working.
It's not, because it's still shallow. Working. It's still very shallow. Because, I mean, they really are trying to come up with these, like, deep insight to the twins, and it's just, it doesn't play out.
It's not enough. It's
play
not
out.
Deep enough. There's no Alice in Borderland deep arcing story behind this. It's an anime. It's a lighthearted anime.
I guess. But I've seen a lot better.
I feel like they could have done better.
A lot better backstories for how characters act. You know, I don't know. I'm still not convinced, not sold on it, but, you know, hey, this is what we got to work with. So
right.
But yeah, so, you know, typical identical twin stuff, even before the maid incident. You know, they had family that couldn't tell them apart, and I think they were kind of frustrated with that. But I mean, you know, even as like 5 or 6 year olds, I feel like that they could find a way to differentiate between each other just enough. You know?
Oh, they definitely chose this path.
Yeah, they chose this for sure.
They were intentionally choosing this and then wanting to be upset about it, but also kind of like as a defense mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to choose to keep everybody at arm's length so then we don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Which, it's a very understandable or relatable kind of thought process. It just... The execution was a little bit off.
It was poorly done.
They could have done it better.
Yeah.
Or maybe the twins were trying to, like, show their own uniqueness and personalities, and they were still getting confused. Like, I feel like that could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Or at least you could see, like, well, they're trying to set themselves apart. They're taking different classes. They've got different hobbies or interests. But no, they're intentionally, like, dressing the same, talking the same. Oh, no, well, they part their hair on the left side versus I parted mine on the right, but then we switch every other day. Like,
yeah, that's exhausting. Like, you guys stop. Like, that's just pretentious bullshit.
Yes.
Right? So, yeah.
It could have been done better.
It could have been done better.
And still been just as impactful for what the story was trying to do.
It might also be even more impactful in a way.
Yeah, we should be the writers of this.
We should. We should. We're doing a redo. We're just gonna write our own.
Or on a host club 2.0.
Mm-hmm. It'll be great. We'll license it as a book or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah. We've got this. It's no big deal. But yeah, it's an episode where they yet again play the stupid which one's Hikaru, which one's Kaoru, and everyone has
game
failed.
Just needs to die.
Yeah,
I hate this game.
As we were saying when we were watching this episode,
Yeah.
like, why not take out a deck of cards and play some war, or
Hide and go seek.
Leapfrog,
Cat's Cradle,
Yahtzee,
Monops,
Clue,
Get a Clue.
classics, Life, even.
Get a Life.
Get a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so many opportunities, but this is what
is
they
the
decided
one
to play.
singular game that they play, which this game also has no winner because
No.
as we see later in the flashback that I jumped too far ahead to,
Yes.
I think they were maybe middle school age,
Mm-hmm.
where the one girl had a crush on one of the brothers and was trying to confess her love and will you go out with me, and then he was like, haha, I'm actually my
His
brother.
brother.
Would you be okay with me? And then she's like, oh, yeah, I suppose that would be okay. And then they just like call her out and laugh at her.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she got it right to begin with. Like, they're just being jerks intentionally. Like, there's no winner of this game.
No winner. They make everyone come off as assholes.
Yes.
Because
They're assholes.
they're like deep.
And I say
assholes.
that loving the twins, but they're just acting like
They're
assholes.
absolute assholes. Like, in this episode alone. Let's just focus on this episode. We won't even comment on past episodes where it's technically the present or whatever. But this episode alone, the biggest of assholes. And I don't understand why any girl would have a crush on one of them to begin with. But, you know, they're in middle school. They play this trick on these girls who leave love letters in one of their lockers, whether it's, you know, this girl has a crush on Hikaru or Kaoru. The letter is left for that specific twin. And then they play this game where it's like, oh, I got your love letter. And they're like, oh, yeah, so what do you think? And then they're like, well, you know, I'm actually Hikaru. And, you know, I think you're pretty great. And would you mind, like, dating me? My brother has a crush on someone else, you know? And then this girl is kind of left in this awkward position to begin with, because it's like, well, I don't necessarily want to turn him down.
But now I feel stupid because I've incorrectly identified you.
Yeah.
And the one that I was actually had my heart set on, doesn't even notice me because he likes someone else.
But you did.
And so, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then be called out. And then be told that your haircut is stupid when the dude's haircut was 80 times more stupid than hers was.
Bowl cut, you guys. The twins were wearing bowl cuts.
I made notes about it because it was so cringy.
It was so cringy. And then, like, it's, you know, because I have to go, like, put myself in the Wayback Machine of being in a middle school girl. And, like, I know for a fact that me being insecure and also kind of a people pleaser at that point, if I had a crush on one of the identical twins or whatever in this scenario. And then the other twin comes to meet me instead, says so, and then is like, my brother has a crush on someone else, but I've noticed you. I think you're pretty great. Why don't we give it a try? Goes. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, like I specifically meant your brother, but also like, I'm not going to want to reject you either because like, yeah, like you're not technically my first choice, but like maybe we could give it a shot. It's not necessarily about like, oh, well, because you're twins, it doesn't matter because it does.
And I feel like that could have gone with any of them in general. Just, twin or not twin. But then Tamaki just swoops in and is like, hey, other host club member is like doing this thing for this, has a thing for this other girl. But like, I see you, girl.
Yeah.
What about me?
Yeah.
And then, like, nobody's feelings are hurt. But it was, like, the same scenario, minus the fact that you're not literally blood brothers with someone.
Right.
So it could still happen.
Yeah.
They're making it so that nobody can win.
Yeah. And they're being absolute dicks about it.
Oh, such dicks.
Because not only are they, after the reveal that they've been... okay, you're talking to the other twin, but haha, you're actually talking to me, but you're actually talking to me, reveal or whatever.
Right.
Then they proceed to rip up this love letter in front of this girl. And like, that fucks you up. And also is like, hey, your haircut's ugly.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, literally this girl is coming from, like, an authentic place.
Also, her haircut was cute.
Yeah, she was a cute girl.
It was cute.
Like, they're just being assholes. Yeah. Like, complete assholes, you guys. I just cannot. I cannot with them. Like...
So, have you ever written a love letter to someone?
I have.
How did that go for you?
Bad. Like, originally
in on this a little bit? We're here for it.
Yeah. It wasn't necessarily a love letter. It was kind of along the lines of a confession. I was in high school.
I'm listening.
And it was between my junior year and my senior year.
Okay.
It was summer, right? Set up for the best kind of like crush time, right?
Yeah.
Summertime. And it was when I was actually hanging out with my friends who were twins, fraternal twins, not like identical by any means. One was a boy, one was a girl.
Oh, that does make a difference.
It's a huge difference. But I was technically friends with both of them, mainly the girl, obviously.
Okay.
And me, the twins, and a couple of other friends just started like hanging out a lot more that summer. And one guy, I'll call him Terrence. I'll call him Terrence.
Okay.
Me and Ter.
Yes.
Like, he started flirting with me, like, like a lot.
Give us a little description of Ter.
Ter, good old Ter.
Yeah.
Tall, curly-ish hair.
Of course he is, good old Ter.
Yeah, good old Ter.
Tall, curly-ish hair.
Tall, curly hair.
Light hair, dark hair.
Like in between, a little lightish, brownish.
Okay, all right. Medium-ish hair.
Yeah, some blondish, brownish kind of stuff.
All right.
Glasses. Oh. Definitely a nerd, for sure.
Here for it.
But, it was kind of like, kind of crushing on him. And he was flirting with me, like, quite a bit. Like, we weren't official, but it felt like we were doing coupley things, holding hands, always, like, hanging out together, like, he was always sitting next to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like physically touching me of some way.
That's pretty serious at that age.
Yeah, very serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, these feelings. Yes, I'm falling for it.
If you didn't have feelings, why would you be doing any of that?
Right.
Yes.
So
I feel like I see where this is going.
I was
Continue.
I was reading this, and I'm like, it's pretty obvious. It's got to be
8,000% obvious.
You know, and it was like we've like spending so many days like as a group together, but he was like blatantly in front of all of our other friends, like some way trying to find physical contact with me. You know, like whether it was like holding hands, like he'd drive somewhere and I'd be the one up front and we'd be holding hands while he was driving.
That's super serial.
Yeah, super serial, especially as like I guess I was 16 going on 17.
Yeah, mid-high schooler, late high schooler.
Because I graduated high school at 17. And then I turned 18 a couple months after.
Yeah, mid-high schooler.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know,
that's very
living
serial.
life. Like, you know.
Okay, all right.
It was life things happening, you know?
And so summer, what happened during the summer?
And summer was just a blast.
Oh,
okay. It was near the end of summer because he was going to go away to college. He was an older man.
Oh.
Older man by like a year or two.
Sexy.
So hot.
That's like as hot as it can get without being illegal.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, so he was going away to college and I'm like, holy shit, like this summer's going to like be the end and then he's gonna go off to college and then what, it just fizzles out? Like, that's insane, right?
I know, you don't know until you try.
Exactly, so I tried. And I write this letter of confession, like, okay, like I know like this should not be a shock to him by any means.
Obviously.
Because I'm very obvious when I like someone. I'm very obvious. And so you know, I said, okay. And I am with another friend. No, I'm technically with my girlfriend, Twin, and a mutual friend of ours. Like, we're all three of us are girlfriends.
Okay.
And we get together and I'm like, I need to say something, shouldn't I? And they're like, yes, queen, yes.
Yes.
And,
I'm nodding my head yes. 10 years later, like, yes, you need to. Do it.
Girl, do it.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, I mean, this has nothing to do with my story, but I'm going to add it anyways.
Oh, perfect.
Because I like color. The friend that was not me or the twin had a crush on Twin's brother. Okay? Should I give them pseudo-names too? I don't know, to keep it non-confusing.
No, it's pretty confusing. It's fine.
Okay, it's cool. Okay,
Next time, draw us a diagram.
I probably should.
Hannah's love life in a nutshell.
With other people's bullshit.
There you go.
Around it. So the two of us having these crushes, we're like, we should write letters. It was my idea, but I'm like, first of all, the guy that I like is actually going out of town to college, so I don't know when I'm really gonna see him next, aside from like next summer. So and by then it's
phone
too
number.
long.
Were you guys talking on the phone?
Oh man, I'm gonna date myself, but we had MSN Messenger. Yeah, that was because at that point back in those days, my text limits were very limited.
Yeah, I feel like I had like 30 texts a month that I could do, and like half of them were to my parents to let them know where I was.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid I go over that, because then we pay per text message.
Oh, yeah. See, back in the day, kids, we were charged per text, and that was outgoing and ingoing.
Inbound? Yeah.
Yeah, inbound.
Yeah, no,
so,
I for sure had Microsoft, like the chat.
Yeah, MSN chat
MSN
was my biggest
was
thing.
it. I was blowing up MSN.
That's that's where we were at. Like, we had that, like,
But
we
no,
had
like
added,
phone numbers you weren't.
but not really phone numbers, just because of those.
MySpace? Were you guys
MySpace?
MySpacing?
Yes, and that is a part of this. That is a part of
Perfect.
this.
Awesome.
Whole story. It was great. So great. I love it. So, you know, we were hanging out a lot, doing all that. Write this letter. And I wrote this letter saying, like, you know, I've had such a great summer with you. It's been amazing. I have developed, like, real feelings for you. You know, I know you're going away to college, but, you know, like, this... I would want to see where this is going, more or less.
I'm here for it, Tara. And
Yeah,
he was
I'm
like,
here for it.
JK, I'm actually twin brother Bear. And you were like, what?
Who's Bear?
Shocked Pikachu.
Fuck. Just kidding. So,
All right, so you write him a letter,
So
and
I
then
write him
I'm
a letter.
assuming that also your other friend wrote a letter for...
She did.
Okay,
for
so
her
you guys
crush.
collectively wrote letters.
We collectively wrote letters and rooted each other on like girlfriends do.
Yes.
And I gave my, like, I said, okay, I can give him this letter, just this letter, but I should also, like, you know...
Put your panties in.
No.
Spit
No.
on the envelope.
No. No.
Put a lock of your hair in there.
No.
Put a lock
Why
of your
is
pubes
everything
in
so
there?
weird? Stephanie! No. So what I did is I knew what his favorite candy was. And so I just bought him a pack of his favorite candy.
Okay.
And gave him both of those things and is like, read this whenever you want. If you want to do that now, that's great. If you want to read it later and respond later, that's great too.
Okay.
You know, and just and he started reading it, and right then I'm like standing there awkwardly,
front of
like,
you.
yeah, just this long quiet. I'm like,
Oh, gosh.
yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And then he more or less responded like, yeah, I'm, you know, definitely, you know, I don't want to make this decision right now, but we'll see how things go, because I am going to college and want to focus on them. Like, fair, you know. Cool.
I want to see the college dating pool.
More or less, because what happened is a couple months go by, we'd have, like, MSN chats every once in a while to see how we're doing, but, like, nothing really came of that. And then February rolls around, and I'm on the MySpace. This is where the MySpace comes in.
Yes.
And I, you know, how you would, like, see people posting on the bulletin board or whatever it is. He posted something, like, Valentine's Day related. I'm like, oh, I kind of wonder, like, is it me related? I don't know. And that's when I found out he got a girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I
he
was
didn't
like,
tell you during any of your chats?
No.
Not even alluded
Absolutely
to it?
not. Absolutely not.
No.
And, yeah. So I was like, I wasn't devastated, but I was, like, upset, like, the audacity of this bitch.
Like, you
You
could have just
know?
been transparent. You could
Yeah.
have just said a thing.
Like, immediately, right when I gave you the letter, like, yeah, I'd be crushed, but it's better to know then than to drag on this thing when you weren't actually interested and you were just using me as, like, some sort of...
And you were trying to be understanding, and I feel like very mature for that age to be like,
Yeah.
no, I get it. Like, college is a thing.
Very
It's
important.
a big life change. Let's see how that pans out. Understood.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Yeah, he just said, fuck this girl. I'm gonna, like, go date someone else.
what does he look like now?
I don't know. It's been, like, forever since I've seen him. I don't know. So, yeah,
Bummer.
anyways, that's my love letter story.
I really love it.
Do
I'm
you?
sorry. I don't.
No.
Not because you got hurt.
Oh, but I mean...
I love that we can talk about this.
Yeah. No,
I
like...
say as I drunkenly take my, like, the end of my braid.
Braided braid.
My braided braid and just like run it all over my face while I
It's a
make
sensory
full
thing.
eye contact with Hannah
It's cool.
as she tells me the story.
Yeah, you were very involved.
I
You were
was
like,
so
"Yes."
interested.
No, honestly,
It was such a
like,
good story.
I am very proud of 17-year-old Hannah for doing that.
That was amazing.
Because that was definitely stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because I would have just otherwise, like, let it be and let it gone to the wayside. But for some odd reason, I built up enough courage to at least attempt. So I'm very, very proud of,
That was amazing. That was good.
but, like, boys ain't shit, so,
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story here. But yeah, so, where were we in the actual show?
Oh,
This
being rude to the poor girl.
Yeah, they're mean.
After she was trying to, like, casually accept twin brother as a substitute. To not quite turn him down, but be like, let's see where this goes. Understood. And then they were like, ha, bitch.
Psych.
I'm actually who you thought I was all along, but you would also settle for twin, and also your haircut's stupid.
Yeah.
And then just, like, laughed at her and then just, like, ran off.
And somehow this makes Tamaki be like, I need these two in my team.
Like, yeah. Yeah, because that's where we cut to next. So then we skip a whole shit ton of years, and then there's Tamaki trying to recruit Hikaru and Karu into Host Club.
Yeah.
And even though the twins are adamantly, no, we don't want any part of this, blah, 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 Tamaki's like, I'm going to have them. They will be my pawns.
Yeah.
I thought I wrote down something about them.
You probably did. I believe in you. No, like the...
Oh, perfectly symmetrical brotherly love.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down. That was what he said.
He did say that.
That they needed this. Perfectly symmetrical brotherly love.
Which, what is symmetrical, any kind of love? What does that even mean?
Even on both sides?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
I know what symmetrical means. I don't know.
Like, I never would put symmetrical and love together in a sentence. Because symmetrical just seems so...
Symmetrical.
Mathematical, like...
Mathematical, very good.
You know, or
Understood.
something along those lines where it's describing something to be even portioned or whatever. Whereas love is just such a different concept to everyone. That's a whole other rant. So anyways, yeah. So that is a weird thing for him to say. But Tamaki, you have to give him credit for being so persistent through this, because he was constantly like, oh, you're Kaoru or you're Hikaru, and they'd be like, what are you doing? We're not even playing this right now. Like, go away, this is not the time, and also you're wrong, and he would just continue to be persistent till finally it was another situation where a girl was trying to confess to one of the twins, and they pull the same shenanigans of the switch but not the switch thing, like, oh, I really am Kaoru, but I'm not. I'm actually Hikaru, but actually I'm Kaoru, and you just said you'd be okay with Hikaru.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
Like, these twins have absolutely no creativity outside of that bait and switch and the Hikaru Kaoru game. And it's, like, so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, be creative. You have literally two brains to work with.
But they symmetrically function as one.
Yeah, they have literally two brain cells together that they have to rub to get something going. Because, like, God forbid.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. They can't function.
You can't
this
start
way.
a fire like that.
They certainly can't.
Yeah.
And at that point, the twins were about to rip a letter apart And then Tamaki just all of a sudden, after the twins are like, we're not playing this game with you anymore. It's boring, blah, blah, blah. Apparently Tamaki does not take no for an answer. And
we could have guessed that.
Yeah, we really could have. And as one of the twins was about to rip the letter, he's like, oh, you're that twin. And they're like, what? Wait, how'd you know? And like for the first time, they were honest and were like, oh yeah, you got it right. But, you know, we're not playing the game. But Tamaki's just like, hey, you know, just join the club. You can be yourselves, but also, like, emphasize your twin love. So you're playing an act, you're doing an act, but be yourselves. Like, very kind of contradictory stuff. And the twins kind of call him out on that. And Tamaki's like, I don't know. At this point, I kind of zoned out, to be honest. But basically, like, oh, that's what makes you human, is being contradictory or some bullshit. And I guess that is the thing that made the twins say, well, we'll give it a try, this club of whatevers. And I'm explaining this good.
It's the best.
And so they graduate middle school, I guess, because that's, you know, when...
What you have to do in order to get into high school.
Yeah, and start this club thing, because I guess middle school doesn't have clubs, or I don't know.
Middle school does not have host club,
I
noted.
guess not, but high school, totally acceptable, is perfect. You just have to wait those months to get in, it's fine. So, that's what happens, is Tamaki says, okay, I'll see you guys at, you know, in 2 months when we move to high school, and, you know, we'll be in music room 3, see you there, and...
Dun, 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 dun.
And the whole title of this episode, The Door the Twins Open, or whatever...
Yes.
...is for this moment at the very end, where there's just a couple seconds, where they end up in front of the music room 3, and one of the twins puts his hand on one of the door handles, and they were about to enter, and then the other twin's like, no, we'll do this together. And they smile at each other, and then they open the door, and then it's done. The episode is done after that. So...
Was it done, though?
It was done. It was done.
Ooh.
Done.
Wasn't sure.
Done, done, done.
I wasn't sure if you meant the episode was done or the episode was done.
Is done.
Yes.
You know, done. Just like that. Yeah. So, like,
Amazing.
that's the episode. You know, after this episode, I still don't think that the twins are cast in a very good light.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, but we've never been led to believe otherwise about them.
True. But I still don't know why they became such assholes.
Because they're twins and they had a hard life
Make
where
it
their
make
maid
sense.
couldn't tell them apart.
Oh, their maid.
Even their own mother probably could not.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
It is.
It's not a me problem.
Being a mother myself, having non-twin children, but still mixing them up.
That's just part of life.
I'm like, I feel like they just took it to a next level of extra, where I'm like, I'm mixing up children who are like a year and a half apart.
Yeah.
But I'm still mixing them up because
Stephanie,
I'm human.
Yeah, and don't feel bad.
It just
You know
happens.
why? I will tell you a quick little anecdote.
Tell me.
My father was so bad at mixing up his children's name, which is me included, that one time he called me the dog's name.
Oh.
Yeah. He's like, Sheba, come here. I mean, Hannah. I was like, shit. What the fuck?
I'm not an animal.
Dog. Not a dog. It's fine.
I feel like my mother never had that, but my grandmother, who would babysit us, she would just go through all the names. She'd be like...
All the grandkid names.
She would just name off all the grandkids, and then even her kids, and I'm like, that's my mom? Are you talking to me?
Is it me? Am I the
It's
bad
like
guy?
very confusing when you're saying all the things. My grandmother also had this thing where everything was a whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
But you never knew what she was talking about
Which
because, like,
whatchamacallit?
the whatchamacallit, you know? And I was like,
No,
no.
literally do not. Can you describe it? You know, it's whatchamacallit.
I'm like, the candy bar, 'cause it's the only one that I know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's it.
I aspire to be that.
Oh, same.
And also be, 4'9" and 69 pounds collectively, where everybody just feels bad for
Soaking
me.
wet.
Yeah, everybody just feels bad and they just let me say and do whatever.
Yeah, it's okay, Stephanie.
They're just
You can
like, poor
say
little
whatever you
half
want.
Asian lady. She's confused. She's going
It's
through a
fine.
full-blown midlife crisis. She's only 200 years old. We just let her do
Dude.
what she wants.
Just live that long out of spite.
That's the dream.
Is it? I don't
I would
know.
love to live so long out of spite
Out of spite.
and make everyone else feel very uncomfortable.
Fair, because they'd be like, when are you going? You're like, never.
Never. That would be me, for sure.
Oh.
Amazing. I feel like we had so much to talk about this episode, but not
Yeah.
really about this episode.
No, because, like, honestly, fuck this episode.
It was not
It
a
was-
strong episode.
It wasn't just because it feels like really whiny about the twins
It
stuff.
is. And
it's
we've
like,
already
meh.
dealt with them.
Yeah.
We've already...
Like with the same issue.
It was the same issue.
It's kind of like, no, we need to get better content than this. We deserve better content than this.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Hopefully next episode.
yeah, for sure.
Baka, bye!